Israel's propaganda machine penetrates every sphere of influence, from mass media to social media. In fact, there's a term specifically for Israeli propaganda called hasbara, which in Hebrew means explanation. 972 Mag describes hasbara as a form of propaganda aimed at an international audience. It's meant to influence the conversation in a way that positively portrays Israeli political moves and policies, including actions undertaken by Israel in the past. Often, hasbara efforts include a negative portrayal of the Arabs, and especially of Palestinians. The more the Israeli military ramps up its aggression, the more it ramps up its hasbara. During that same massacre in Gaza, thousands of sock puppets and hasbara trolls emerged online to defend the mass killing of civilians and edit history in real time. One Israeli university has more than 400 volunteers working in a hasbara war room to argue pro-Israel talking points online. Even school courses teach how to edit for Wikipedia, offering prizes like hot air balloon rides for those who complete the most historical revisionism.
I came here to learn more about how we as Israelis and as Jews can defend Israel online, on the internet, and particularly in Wikipedia in this case.
As a way of example, if someone searches the Gaza flotilla, we want to be there. We want to be the guys who influence what is written there, how it's written, and to ensure that it's balanced and Zionist in nature.
The information war extends even to dating websites, like this important information hub, Tinder. According to The Nation, several dating profiles that only displayed pro-Israel messages were created during the siege. Twitter hasbara ranges from costly promoted tweets by Netanyahu to a never-ending stream of infographics, like this one, which implies that the hundreds of houses being bombed in Gaza were legitimate targets because they contained weapons stockpiles and command centers. Or this cartoon, proving that Israel's moral superiority was the reason civilians in Gaza were dying from its bombs. Their propaganda ignores that even if cases exist where human shields are being used, it's still a war crime to attack them. Nonetheless, the term has become the crux of hasbara, and it's used to absolve Israel every time it bombs a hospital, refugee center, home, or school.
What Hamas wants to do is have a lot of civilian casualties, and they use this strategy of human shields for a reason, because they think it works. They think that Israel will be blamed for these civilian casualties.
There have been consistent and very credible reports of the civilian population being used as shields by Hamas during the fighting on the ground specifically.
We have video, and you have it in your possession, where Hamas is encouraging their civilian population to run toward targets that Israel has distributed leaflets to stay away from.
In 2014, Israel's economics minister said on CNN, Hamas is conducting massive self-genocide, taking women and children and placing them next to missile launchers. The fact that the kids were playing on the beach is irrelevant, said Bennett, because, quote, we find these launchers all over, at the beach, in hospitals, and homes. You have the living room and the missile launching room. Israel has to make ridiculous cartoons showing resistance forces in Palestine using human shields, because it has no actual evidence. Yet the term is repeated without question across the establishment press to justify its bombing of civilians. In The Independent's Myth of Hamas Human Shields, it reads, some Gazans have admitted they were afraid of criticizing Hamas, but none have said they have been forced by the organization to stay in places of danger and become unwilling human shields. Amazingly, Israel is the one with a documented history of using human shields.